All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to another edition of the Suicide Squad cast. If you're coming from the Flash edition, bless your soul. Bless your soul. If you haven't been over to the Flash edition, I'll pray for you. No, seriously, go check it out. This is the Arrow edition. I'm Matt. That's Mitch. That's Alec. Another, I thought it was a pretty awesome episode of the Arrow.
The
I
Arrow.
The Arrow. It's the Arrow. The Arrow, the green arrow. You know what I meant. Shut up.
I know what you meant.
Shut
I
your
just
mouth,
gotta.
Mitch.
Okay.
You just pipe down over there.
Okay.
No, you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Shit, there, I need a fucking nap. Jesus Christ.
Alec is continuing his awesome
he's just
crankiness.
fucking. You're the crankiest human being I think I've ever met in my life.
No, I've met worse.
You
Good
you
Lord.
are 22 years old and you are already like that cranky old man that runs children off of his lawn with a stick. Like that is you already.
Children are obnoxious. So,
Grumpy Old Men was written about Alec 20 years ago
It
somehow
was
or another.
yeah, it was based on Alec's future life.
nah, dude, that was 12 Angry Men. What are you talking about? Or-
12 Angry Men. Yep. Shit. So yeah, I loved it. I liked this episode a lot. I mean, there were a couple parts that definitely annoyed me. I know I messaged you guys and was like, mainly like the whole nonsense with Laurel. That was just so annoying to me because it's like, first of all, Mitch, me and you kind of went back and forth on this because you kind of agreed with me. Like, her argument made no sense. It didn't even work. Like, oh, you're gonna hide the fact that you brought your sister to Nana Parbat and brought her back to life, but I can't do it to mine. All right, listen, lady. First of all, your sister was dead for like a fucking year.
Yep.
Theo was not even fully dead yet. He was trying to save her. Plus, Oliver kind of knew what he was getting into. He kind of understood the pit a little bit. You had no fucking. You just heard about the pit like a day ago. So
Exactly. Like
Like,
she
really?
could have taken Sarah to the pit, and she could have went in as dead Sarah, and then came out looking like Michael Jackson. I mean, like, I'm sorry,
There it
Michael
is.
Jackson. I love you, man, but you were kind of
There it
scary
is.
there for a minute. Shut up, Alec. Just sit over there.
uh, oh man. Uh, we're starting this off with one hell of a. We're already into Michael Jackson already. This is gonna get. I feel like it's gonna get crazy. Yeah, it was just like, shut your mouth, Laurel. Like that's literally what I said. I yelled at my computer screen. Like, stop it, stop. Oh, you don't even care about my family. I'm like, is this fucking like a soap opera? Like, stop
Well,
your whining.
I
You don't
think
even
you're,
like my
I think you're
family.
missing the point of that whole conversation.
Oh, am I? Well, then
No,
enlighten me, Alec.
I really think you are, because that whole kind of like one of the things in this episode was that, Oliver was supposed to distance himself from Laurel in his mayoral campaign because it's, bad for his image and shit, and then they brought that up, and it's like, well, they kind of say, well, yeah, Oliver hasn't exactly been a good friend to Laurel if you kind of look back on everything. And that was kind of the blow off point of it. And it's like, oh, hey, let me, apologize to her at the end of the episode and have her be on the interview or whatever the fuck it was.
All right. I mean, I see where you're coming from, and I get what they were going with. I don't know. I just still. I
Yeah,
don't
that
know.
doesn't
Like,
really do
it
much.
wasn't a solid enough argument. I mean, I get it. She was being, maybe they wanted her to be irrational. Doesn't change the fact that it fucking annoyed me.
Exactly.
Maybe it was just such great writing that that's what they wanted to happen. That's the reaction they wanted to get. That I was annoyed with her so much because her whole argument had no foundation. It was just completely irrational. Like, are you like this whole time she's been yelling at him constantly about lying and keeping secrets, and then she does it, and instead of taking the blame and accepting, oh yeah, I kind of fucked up, sorry Oliver, she blamed him again. I'm like, what the
Yep.
fuck? Why is everybody shitting on Oliver? Like, he's been
Nobody
like,
cares about what I'm going through right
yeah,
now. Well, I mean, you're the one that fucking brought a dead person that's been dead for a fucking year back and thought it was going to be smiles and rainbows. Come the fuck on.
yeah, I know. I don't know. It annoyed me. I get what you're saying, Alec, and I definitely agree at that end of it, but I don't know. It just felt annoying, and maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe they won. Maybe they've won, Alec. They've won. They've gotten me. Um, yeah, I don't know. It was just like you're keeping secret. Like leave. Oliver's like been sacrificing his life since season one for everybody in this city. Like you, none of you would be here right now doing this if it wasn't for him. Stop shitting on the guy.
I know.
And
That was another thing that annoyed me because last week we saw him stand up to Detective Lance of all people. Lance has had like the most reason out of everybody to be like thoroughly pissed off with
yeah,
Oliver. And he
exactly.
stood up and fucking made Detective Lance back the hell down, put him in his place. And then here comes fucking Laurel shitting on him again, and he does nothing.
I agree. Kind of using what Alex said though, in that mindset, that kind of makes sense a little bit that he would back down from Laurel because of their history. And it's kind of different because he's still obviously there's part of him that is still in love with him. And obviously, based on the canon of the Green Arrow, there is that part of him that is in love with Laurel. So that's kind of makes sense realistically. But yeah, it kind of, I wish they spaced that out a little bit because it was like, here's Oliver finally growing a pair, standing up to Lance, doing his thing finally grabbing that leadership role, and then it's almost like they took a huge step back in this episode in that respect, because not only do you
Exactly.
have him backing down to Laurel, when her argument clearly makes no sense, and he should know it made no sense. I mean, I don't care if they were trying to build, he should have at least stood up for himself a little bit. And then you have later on in that episode, this kind of annoyed me too. Thea kind of, Thea's like almost, you know, being really condescending to him in a way, the whole campaign thing. Like I'm at the end, she's like, "I'm really proud of you." Like, get the fuck out of here. Like this guy saved your life. I'm like, stop it. Like treating him like he's a child, like he can't be trusted. Like you kidding me? Like this guy's been saving your life since day one. Get out of here, kid. And then you have her at the table like, "Oh, that's not your decision, Oliver. You're not the leader of this group anymore." Diggle is. I'm like, what?
But
Like
yeah, that all.
none of you would fucking be here if it wasn't for Oliver. Get
He
out of
was
here with
gonna
your shit.
sacrifice himself on the plane with fucking Roz.
Yeah, but no,
He
that was
was
fucking. He shouldn't have done that. Rah. And they're like yelling at him for that last season. No, I don't like that they. I mean, if they had spaced it out a little better and did scenes like that later on, because he just came off of an episode where he's finally becoming his own character again. He's finally becoming strong and sturdy. He's the centerpiece of this team, and he's not. He doesn't feel like it to me. Like he feels expendable right now, and that's a problem when he's the main character. Like they don't need him really there. That's what they're making me feel like, and they were doing that a lot last season, which for me had a huge impact on how much I disliked last season because they're
Yep.
making him feel expendable when he's the main character. Like right now, like you look at Flash, Flash is without Flash there is nothing, and they make you feel that every single episode. Without Barry Allen, without the Flash, that show is nothing. Without the Green Arrow, you're kind of like, the show wouldn't make sense because it's called Arrow, and without him, but other than that, I mean, he's kind of expendable right now. They need to get past that and make him more of a prominent character. He needs to get his footing back. They're still kind of tripping up over last season, I feel like, and those two scenes kind of annoyed me in that sense. Like you come off like you were just saying, finally stand up to Lance. And Lance is the one person you wouldn't expect him to do that to. If he can stand up
Exactly.
to Lance, like you said, of all people, there's no reason he can't stand up for himself in these other circumstances. And he's not. Everyone's running his life for him. Everyone's running his campaign for him. Everybody's telling him what to do, and he's just saying, "Okay, yeah, sure, no problem." Like, if that's the new Green Arrow, then honestly, I'm making a bold statement. I want no part of that Green Arrow because that's a bullshit Green Arrow. That's not like if this were a real. I know it's a show and like based off not real things, but like if this were legitimate real life, like I'm not trusting in that guy because he can't even make his own decisions without other people there. Like that's not a good superhero. Superhero needs to stand on his own and build other people up around him. Batman, like Robin follows, like Batman doesn't like, Robin's not like Batman. You need to do this and you do that. Batman's like, all right. No, he's like, get the fuck out of here. Go fucking get killed by Joker. Go away.
Exactly. It's always in the memes. It's always Batman slapping Robin, not the other way around.
Exactly. And if they had a meme for this show, it would be Laurel, Thea, Diggle, Felicity, Lance, and all the other villains slapping Oliver, and Oliver's like, okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And it's like, what? It's not realistic.
Yeah,
So
it's
hopefully,
I think you're overreacting just based on the
nope,
that
not
we've
at all.
seen in this season. I think you're overreacting to the situation.
Nope, nope, not at all.
All right, well,
Nope, nope. Maybe a little bit, but I mean, we still have places to go, and I mean, you're right. You got to take into consideration this is still kind of an origin story of the Green Arrow, and he still has a lot of evolving to do. Um, but I just wanted to see him develop more of a backbone, and it got me excited when I seen him developing one last week's episode, and then it was like almost completely different in this episode. I don't know. We'll see what they do next week, but that kind of that was really the only thing in this episode that really bothered me. Everything else I thought was done perfectly well. Um, Mitch, I know you mentioned that they bring in Constantine in this episode, which is really cool. Um, and I felt kind of the same way. I was kind of like, it's kind of weird that they just plopped him in the story,
yeah,
but I understand exactly why they did it, and it worked out. In the end, they had, like you said to me earlier, like they had to kind of have some reason to tie him into the ending. Um,
yeah.
I
They
don't know.
can't just be like, oh, here's this guy from a completely different network, and we're just kind of gonna just throw him in. So here you go.
Exactly. And interesting enough, like the fact they actually, I think they did a really good job now that I'm really thinking about it, because they introduced him, but they also did something else that actually really works for this show specifically. They introduced magic,
Exactly.
which is not something that they have talked about yet, not something they introduced. The only time we've ever really seen it, but they haven't really discussed it, is with Damien Dark. So that kind of can really help. That I think that's going to really help for the storyline with Damien Dark. And the fact that at the end of the episode, when he mentions his name to Constantine and he stops and kind of like looks at him, that, first of all, that was great acting, because it really sold
Yep.
Damien Dark's character even more than it already is as this guy. And he's just like, you need to get out of town as fast as you can. Like even Constantine won't fuck with Damien Dark. Like it's like, oh
Exactly.
shit,
It
this
kind
guy's
of
a badass.
it's very remindful of how scared Jay Garrick is of Zoom over on the Flash. So I
Yeah,
think it really helps when like we know the story of both Jay Garrick and Constantine, to where if they're afraid of a villain and they're telling other people like, yo, get the fuck out while you still can, like that just builds to the character of who Damien Dark is, because even Keanu Reeves' Constantine was pretty much a badass,
hmm.
and this one was running for
I
the
just laugh
hills
every time I
himself.
hear Keanu. Every time I think of Keanu Reeves, I just fucking laugh. I just think of Bill and Ted. Like, no matter what role he's in, I'm just always imagining him in Bill and Ted every
Understandable.
single time. Every single time. Um, yeah, Constantine is such an awesome character, and he's just a badass. I don't understand how it didn't. It's because networks like NBC, like Fox, like those networks, they try to fucking make it their own. It's like, no, you don't. It's like a bunch of people, old people that have never read a comic book. They were probably like alive in the 20s and 30s when they were first coming out, and they were like, what is this devilry? And there were probably those
Yep.
people like burning comic books at fucking rallies and shit with pitchforks and stuff, chasing down comic book writers. This is the devil's work, and now they're trying to, like, oh, there's money in it, so let's make a show. But then they fuck it up like they did with, like Fox did with like Fantastic Four and that garbage. Oh,
well, the problem with Constantine was they didn't promote it well enough. The
yep.
promotion for it was absolutely terrible. It was on like a Friday night 9 o'clock slot. Nobody's home on a Friday night at 9 o'clock to watch the fucking show. So
That's where shows go to die, because that's
Yeah.
always been
Yeah,
the
that Friday night slot is like the
yeah.
death slot. There's tons of like actors and actresses and shit that have said they, every time that has happened in their shows and put in that slot, they always get super nervous because it's so often that shows that are on that slot, because like Alex said, people aren't home to watch it. That happens. I mean, now that you're in the age of DVR, it's a little bit different because people can record the shows, but when they're not, first of all, when you're not really advertising a show and nobody knows about it, nobody's gonna DVR to record it because they don't fucking know about it. also I never really caught the show while it was on NBC because I didn't know about it until like the very end when it was dying. It was also really inconsistent from what I was reading. Like the writing was not that great.
From
Uh,
what I read, the last couple of episodes before they canceled it, the show was starting to get really good, and then they just kind of said, "Well, fuck it." So, thanks NBC, thanks Obama.
yeah,
At least he did do the Constantine, that is, did the dig with the peacock feather.
yes, that was awesome. That was awesome. Just scratching that itch with a dead peacock feather. That was awesome. Matt Ryan is such an awesome actor too.
He is.
He plays that part so well. That's why I so badly want a Constantine. I want that show. I want. I don't know if they would call it because obviously on NBC they're calling it Constantine. Or if they would call it Hellblazer, or what they would call it. I don't know if there's probably some kind of
Just add them to fucking Legends of Tomorrow. There's already 500 characters on that fucking show.
oh my god, the show hasn't even started. You're telling me I'm overreacting. That show hasn't even fucking started yet, and Alec's already bitching about it.
I'm not bitching about it. I'm just saying there's
5,000 characters in that fucking show.
No.
That sounds like bitching to me.
Alec's
Coming
over there
from the
getting
fucking guy
angry.
who just went on a 15-minute rant about fucking Laurel's annoyance,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're
You're calling me out on that shit, and then you're getting pissed off on a show that hasn't even started yet.
I'm not pissed off. I'm just
Yeah,
saying there's
yeah,
already
yeah.
fucking 500 characters on that show. Let's just add another one.
It just sounds angry to me, Alec.
It kind of does sound angry.
That's all you got to do. Get rid of somebody we don't
Give him
need.
his own show. He deserves his own show. Like I said, Matt Ryan's a great actor, and he really pulls off that role. I mean, and I didn't really watch him necessarily on Constantine for NBC, but watching him just in this episode, I'm already invested in his character in that little
Exactly.
bit that he was in.
And with the success of Arrow and Flash, and just how devoted like the fan base is already to those, like it could easily work.
Yeah, I agree. The fans already want it. I've been, every time I go on some kind of forum or some kind of post on Facebook or something, and I'm reading about Constantine or Arrow's Constantine, people are like, yes, he needs his own show. Everybody's vying for it. Everybody wants it. So just give it to him. I think we're going to get the show. I think CW is not stupid. They know what will sell, and this is going to make them a lot of money. Because fans didn't want it to end on NBC, but they didn't do a good job with it. So hopefully, and CW is obviously seems, this is, I think, the network it should have been on in the first place. Because they are doing a damn good job at handling all their superhero shows so far. So we'll see. We shall see.
We shall see.
We shall. So, I mean, the whole point of adding Constantine into this episode, really was to get Sarah's soul back. Using Constantine's magic to have them go into the ninja world.
There it is.
We had a discussion about this earlier, and Mitch called it the ninja world because they had some League of Assassin ninjas going on in there, and Alec got annoyed and that we called it that. So now I'm calling it the ninja world.
The ninja world.
But they had some Scooby-Doo type shit. She ran into one room and is back in the same room again. It's like, what the fuck? Waiting for Shaggy to show up.
Zoinks!
Jesus.
We wouldn't have got
I'm
away with it too
sorry.
if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
I'm sorry. That was so random. Well, it wasn't random, but...
And by the way, Zoink is, I think that's Velma's thing, isn't it?
No, that's
No,
Jinkies.
Velma's
Jinkies is Velma's thing. Yep, you're right. It's
Shaggy's
been a lot.
Doings. Fred is Hay Gang, and Velma is fucking Daphne just bitches about her hair.
Yeah. I haven't seen I love that show. I haven't seen it in so long, and then I got this new garbage. Oh, the animation is so awful.
It is.
Oh, it makes me want to cry. But we finally get her soul back, and honestly, I know it sounds bad, but I'm just fucking happy this storyline seems to be getting over with. I hope they don't drag it on. Obviously, they're bringing her back so she can be one of the 5,000 people on Legends of Tomorrow. So
They're gonna do the crossover episode. That's when she'll be back.
yep. So
We gotta
hopefully,
put together
I said this before.
a team of legends of tomorrow.
That was kind of
Dude,
creepy.
that I don't even know what to say to that. I really don't.
How would you call a show Legends of Tomorrow? Like,
Because they're legends of tomorrow. That's why, Alec.
They're
I don't
legends
know.
of the
I don't
future.
fucking know.
Yeah,
No.
they're not legends today. They're gonna be legends tomorrow.
Exactly. They're not quite there yet.
It's so simple, Alec.
It's like
so
legend.
simple.
It's like future superhero boarding
in a
school.
world where we have 500 characters that we don't know what to do with,
You haven't even
we
seen the
put them
show
on
yet.
all on one show, on
You're-
one team. The Legends of Tomorrow.
It's probably gonna be fucking epic, and you're over there just.
It probably
bitching
is
about
gonna be epic, but
it. I know. it's just
So why are
nin-
you shitting on it?
I'm
Yeah.
not shitting on it.
Yes, you are.
I just think it's hilarious that
You
there's
keep-
like
you-
500 characters on one show. Like, I just really want to know how it's gonna work. Like, how are you gonna make that work week to
It'll-
week with so
Well,
many?
just wait before you go and shit on it.
I'm not shitting on it. I'm just
You totally are
questioning.
Matt, is he not
how-
shitting on it?
I'm just trying to figure out how it's going to work.
By shitting on it.
Well, it's like oversaturation. You have
With
all
shit,
these characters.
exactly.
How is it gonna work? That's all I want to know.
I don't know, Alec.
Just wait until it comes out.
I can't wait. I need to know. I have
No.
to figure this out.
Alec needs to know now. Damn it! Come on, Mitch.
do.
You didn't come prepared. You didn't have the answers for him. What the fuck is wrong with you?
No.
God.
At least I'm not shitting on a show that hasn't even come out yet.
Not shit. I'm just questioning it. I'm not saying. I didn't say it's gonna be a terrible fucking show. I'm just questioning.
No, but you're already
I
making
understand.
fun of it to like a very harsh extent with a show that has characters that we don't even know what to do with. We're
Well,
gonna
they
put them
don't.
on.
They bring in these characters, and it's like,
How do you-
well,
if
How
you
do you
don't-
know?
How do you know they don't know what to do with them yet? You're
Exactly.
just assuming.
Thank
You
you.
said I don't know what they're gonna do, and then you said they don't know what they're doing. You don't fucking know that, Alec. Do you see?
I know.
Can you see into the
Did
future?
we not establish yesterday that I am the multiverse?
You are the multiverse. That is true. If you're unfamiliar with what he's talking about, go watch the Flash episode.
But this part of the multiverse hasn't really played out yet, so I'm trying to figure it out.
Interesting. Well, I'm just fucking glad that Sarah is hopefully done so far in this show, and they just get her out of here because it was just taking up so much time.
It was.
I hated the whole scene in Nanda Parbat just for the fact that it just I liked the way they handled it in Flash with Firestorm because it was a quick introduction. They were able to, it didn't feel like it was taking over the episode. Like when they introduced the new Firestorm, and they obviously are introducing him because they're gonna have him in Legends of Tomorrow. They did it in a way that benefited the show, and I don't feel like Sarah Lance's character right now is like this whole episode pretty much pertained around her, and I feel like it took away, a lot of time that they could have spent on other characters being redeveloped. I say redeveloped because after season 3, I think some of them need to be redeveloped a little bit. Mainly Oliver's character, and I mean Oliver, not Green Arrow. And when fucking Laurel brought her to Nanda Parbat, bring her back to life, that whole thing just was annoying to me. Like it was, I don't know, I just felt pointless. So now they can finally move on from that shit. Thank you, Constantine, for saving me. So that's done with. She's got her soul back. Everybody's happy. Yay! Atlanta's crying, and I didn't have to shoot her now. Yay! And Damien Dark now has 2 of his daughters to hold over him. So hopefully they don't drag her back in because it's like you're not even the fucking real Black Canary. So get out of here. You're just Canary. You're not good enough to be the Black Canary. You're just Canary.
What'd you guys think of the Lance Diggle team up?
That was cool because we've never really seen them really together by themselves. So it was really cool to see them working together. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really well done. I liked the fact it was a different dynamic. Like immediately Oliver called him out on his shit, but Diggle got annoyed with him and was really pissed off at first, but he allowed Lance to explain himself and then understood, like, all right, I get it.
He
You know?
loved Lance to explain himself, but not Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, Diggle.
That's true.
Hey,
That is
cut the
true.
guy
That's
some slack.
that's
I'm
true.
not
No,
cutting him
no,
any
no. Don't
slack.
cut him slack. That's a good
No,
No.
point.
cut him some
No,
slack.
no,
He
no,
just
no,
found
no,
out his
no.
brother was a
You
warlord.
no. Even before that, fucking, he cuts Oliver no slack for saving the fucking world. But
That's true.
he finds out that friggin' Lance is working with Dark. Oh, let me explain. Okay, I get it
Yeah.
now. That's fine. Let's
Yeah.
work together.
You're working. Yeah.
And then it's Oliver.
That
I can't
makes
trust
sense.
you. I hate you.
Yeah.
Get out of here, asshole.
I'll
Alec,
I'll
that
let
was
that one slide, Alec.
Alec. That was a spot on Diggle impression, by the way.
It was.
It's so ridiculous.
When you said asshole at the end of that for a
Oh,
second.
wait.
Holy
It's
shit, is he on this
hold on.
podcast with us?
Ridiculous, man.
Ridiculous.
There it is.
See what I
joke.
did there?
I
Ridiculous.
see what you did there, Mitch. Go put your head down.
I'm going to.
Go sit in the corner. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. Didn't even dawn on me. Like, it was, oh, cool, he's fine. He's giving Lance a chance to explain. Because from the beginning, I understood. Like, Lance is usually, he's got good morals. Like, he doesn't just do shit to do shit. He wouldn't just join Dark.
Exactly.
So I was kind of like, all right, I know he's not just, he's not an asshole. He's not a bad guy. There's got to be a reason. And Oliver kind of ran him through the ringer and didn't really give him a chance to explain. So we finally got we kind of knew that he was holding Laurel over him. We knew that he was controlling Lance and that Lance didn't want to be there. So, but we finally got the explanation. But I agree, I didn't even think about that. Like,
Yeah, very good
Diggle.
point.
Like, what a dick.
Very good point.
Like, yeah.
God damn it, Diggle.
Like, Oliver, I don't think I can trust you anymore. Like, are you shitting me? Like we've talked about this before. Like 2 episodes prior, you lied to him about killing fucking Red Arrow. Now I'm drawing a blank. What the hell's his name?
Roy Harper.
Roy Harper. Wow, I don't know. All I kept popping in my head was Colton Haynes, and I couldn't think of the character.
Roman Reigns did.
Roman Reigns. Yeah, Roy Harper. They killed Roy, held it from him, and then Oliver's trying to save the world, and they're like, oh, I can't fucking trust you, but Lance is involved with the organization that killed his brother, and he's like, all right, I'll give you time to explain.
All right, it's okay.
Yeah, we barely have ever talked, but, I trust you. Like, what the fuck?
It's the bald head.
It's the...
Bald head. Bald guys are more trusting.
It's true. It's true.
Or trustworthy, I mean.
Yep,
that's
true.
why Mr. Clean sells those shitty erasers that you can buy like
Exactly.
100 of them for $10.
Oh my god, those are fucking awful.
Amazon. You can
really
buy
are.
You can buy 100 of them on Amazon for fucking $10.
The
But
first,
like Mr.
the
Clean
first
charges
swipe.
you like $10 for 2.
Yeah, the first swipe with them works really well, and then they don't last like 5. Like it only gives you like 5 scrubs, and then it's like disintegrating. You're like, what the fuck?
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
The magic
Jesus
eraser
Christ,
things from
some
Mr.
culture in your life, Mitch.
Whoa.
Magic erasers. Come on, man. They've been on TV for like 500 years.
The bald guy with the one earring.
I think
Yeah,
he knows
I-
who Mr. Clean is.
I know. who
We're talking
Mr.
about the
Clean
magic
is.
erasers.
I've never seen the magic eraser.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to. I wanted
You
to.
worked at Target, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
I never.
Alec is aggressive today.
Stopped the cleaning department, man. It was all groceries for me.
Alec is aggressive. He's just like,
Kind of hurt my
giving
feelings.
everybody. Oh man, who's shitting your oatmeal this morning? Jesus. Wow.
Maybe he did, since he's shitting on all over Legends of
I
Tomorrow.
know. He just
already.
hates everything.
I'm not shitting on it.
Hey, man.
All right. So yeah.
Did we cover
that
everything yet?
Definitely. No. Definitely didn't think about it. That was a good point, Alec. Definitely didn't think about that. Yeah. Fuck you, Diggle. How dare you? That was cool though. Them kind of going on that, and then finding his brother's name and the names being deleted. I thought that was kind of when they caught him, like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? And Lance just fucking hit him in the head without even telling him. Then he's like, I noticed the humor in this show is more deliberate. Like it's weird. It's not as like like, and it's not bad, but like when you contrast between the humor there and the humor on Flash, like Flash is more of a, I don't know, it's less of, it's more of a goofy humor. Where
It's
on Arrow,
lighthearted.
it's more, yeah, exactly. Yep, that's a perfect word for it. Lighthearted. Where on Arrow, it's more of a serious humor. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like when Diggle stands up and he's like, caution. Like, I was like, that was pretty funny, but it wasn't, it was more of it's more of serious humor. I kind of would like a little more. This is just me personally. I'm not saying it's gonna make the show, like the show is terrible because I don't have it, but I would like to see a little bit more lighthearted humor in the mix. We get it from time, like I like Mr. Terrific there. They changed his name, Curtis. I like like when he had all the energy drinks.
Yep.
I was meaning to call you. Wait, where's my phone? Did I call you already? You are not allowed. You are not allowed to even mention an energy drink when you're on company time. Like that was like that's the kind of lighthearted humor I like, and Felicity kind of has that too. Like when she rang in, she was like, "This is your overlord speaking." I was like, "That's awesome." Like that is perfect. Um, so and some of the funny things that Oliver says is good too. Like some of the witty things he comes up with. Um, like just a little comment like, "Yeah, yep, that was into that's another thing I'm gonna have to I might live to regret." Like the little comments that he makes there. But I kind of would like to personally see a little bit more lighthearted. But whatever. We hear from. Did we talk about? We didn't talk about
Ray
hearing from
Palmer?
Ray. Yeah,
No.
we didn't talk about him yet. We talked about it before we went on air. That's why I got a little confused. I was like, shit, did we talk about it live yet? No, we didn't.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I kind of got lost
He's
myself.
he's back. He's alive. He's not back yet, but he's alive. Obviously, we knew that. I got excited when I heard him say, Felicity, I'm alive. I kind of need your help." I'm like, yeah. Even though I'm like, I
Yeah,
knew he was alive. I kind of got a little
it's
excited.
exciting and all to me, but it's going to be another episode dedicated to setting up for Legends of Tomorrow and not really
Yeah,
taking care of the internal problems of what's going on in Starling or
exactly. I agree.
Star City. Star
I
City.
agree. I definitely agree with that. And it's difficult because like comparing it to Flash, where they, like I was saying earlier, bringing in Firestorm, it's different because Firestorm was a brand new character and he wasn't attached to the show, so it was easier to bring him in and then drop him out. With
Yep.
Sarah, with Ray Palmer, they are more integral to the series because of last season, and season two, and a little bit of season one. They're integrated so much into the show that they've become a big part of the show. So bringing him in and then just dropping him is hard. But then you run into the problem of wasting time on things that don't pertain to this specific show, and it sucks, and it's a bad position I think for them to be in right now because of the fact that they're coming off such a, not to be disrespectful to the writers or anything, but such a poor season on season
Yep.
3. Like you have a lot of reworking to do with your character development, with your storylines. You have a lot of things to mend and iron out before you can waste time. You don't really have time to waste right now because you have so much to work on to make a huge comeback coming off of that season because it was not good.
Exactly. So hopefully they'll rescue Palmer in one episode, and then him and Felicity can have their little touchy moment, and Ray can fly off into the sunset and go beyond Legends of Tomorrow. Because I really want them to shift their focus back to Damien Dark, because I don't think he's gotten enough screen time.
I think in the past 3 episodes, I think he's got in the past like 3 episodes, I think he's gotten maybe 10 minutes of film time in the last 3 episodes or more. In terms of more episodes, maybe it was even 4. How many? Wait, what episode? We're on episode 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it was the last 2 episodes, but still, he hasn't had time in weeks, and it's like he's such a pivotal character. I think they're doing an okay job though right now of balancing. Even though he's not on the show, you still get that foreboding feeling, like I said
Yeah.
earlier with Constantine. At the end of the episode, referencing him like almost looking scared. of hearing the name and telling Oliver you need to get out of town as quick as possible. Like the little things like that, I think, are doing a good job at building him while he's not there. But he is the main villain. You kind of need him in the show a little bit more
Yeah,
than they
and
have been.
we haven't even seen his reaction to Oliver Queen running as mayor.
Exactly. That's a good point. Exactly. That's important.
Word to your mother.
Yep. I know in the one episode when he first came out about running for mayor, we see him watching the broadcast of it, but we get kind of a visual reaction, but we don't know what he's thinking or what he's saying. And that kind of does pertain to the character a little bit because he's kind of one of those characters where you don't know what he's going to do, and that's what makes him
Yeah.
so dangerous. But I do want to hear what he has to say about it. Kind of want a little more reaction out of him. Um, Maybe he confronts Oliver, sends somebody to confront Oliver Queen. So yeah, and I think if they weren't working on the Sarah thing and they're not working on the Ray Palmer thing, they could focus more heavily on that, which I think they need to do. So hopefully they can get Ray Palmer in and out quickly. That's what she said.
Jeez.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Anyway.
If we're all saying it, might as well. It's been said so many times over the past couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hopefully they don't spend too much time because they really can't afford to. On Flash, they really definitely can if they wanted to, because they're coming off such a great season. Wouldn't be that big of a deal. But because they're coming off of a season like season 3 and they have a lot of work to do, they really can't afford to waste any more time. But hopefully we get more character development. Hopefully Oliver finds a backbone because he needs to find a backbone. He needs to stand up. I just want to see him be more of a pivotal leadership role. I just don't like the idea of him standing up to Lance and then I know I went on such a long rant on this already, but I just want him to find that backbone. I want him to have a foundation. I want him to be able to stand up for himself. Like, how can I believe that this guy can stand up for a city when he can't even stand up for himself?
I know, it's like Green Arrow's balls drop, but Oliver's has yet to.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's because the Green Arrow's you know how Batman is not actually Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's just a mask. Well, what if Oliver's just a mask for Green Arrow?
Well, yeah,
it's
but
that
I mean,
situation?
he's
in the
still
public,
trying to have this
right? Bruce
personal
Wayne.
life.
Bruce Wayne is like a mask for Bruce Wayne plays the character of Bruce Wayne in the public eye, like he's this rich guy and he's kind of an asshole, he's a little bit arrogant at times. He plays that role in the public eye so that people don't catch on to him being Batman. But we see Oliver Queen, being, letting people walk all over him even when he's not in the public eye. So I don't think that works. Like if it was just when he's on camera or people are seeing him and he's playing this, billionaire kind of guy, that would make sense. But like when he's not playing a character and when he's just Oliver Queen, we're still getting that same, guy without a backbone who's not standing up for himself. Everybody's telling him what to do and he's just saying, okay, I'm going to do whatever you want me to do because he's trying to earn people's trust back or whatever the deal is. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's just not working for me. And like I said, if I can't see this guy, how can I trust that this guy can, stand up for a city when he can't even stand up for himself? When he's letting his sister, his ex's father, his partner Diggle, Felicity, everybody's telling him what to do, and he's just catering and placating them. Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, whatever. Maybe you know better than I do. It's like, dude, you fucking killed Ra's al Ghul. Like, you shitting me? Like, why are you letting them walk all over you? The things that you've seen, like especially with the flashback episodes, which we didn't even touch yet. We haven't even talked about the flashback episodes. Oh my god. We kind of did with Constantine, but I guess that was really all it was necessarily about. But I did like the fact that I want to bring one thing up. The actor they have to play, what's the guy's name? Like the leader of the group there.
Baron Ryder.
What's that?
Baron Ryder.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yep. That was the guy in the tent. I'm trying to think. He was beating the shit out of Constantine, right?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
Baron Ryder.
Okay. Yep. He I couldn't remember his name. The guy that they have playing him is doing a fantastic job because obviously you can. Is he in year one, Green Arrow?
I don't know. That's what I was just fixing to. It's been a while since I've read it, but I was gonna touch on like I really hope the like I guess like overlord, if you for lack of a better term at the moment, is I can't remember her name right now, but the triad leader, the
Oh, I know who you're talking about. She wore the blonde wig or whatever.
yeah, well the
China
white
White.
one.
White, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
I know who you're
I'm
talking about.
hopefully she'll be the one who's like leading this whole thing, and
Well,
he's like
Baron
the
Hood is an actual DC character, so he's
oh
not really
okay.
a villain.
Well,
All right,
I
so that's,
apologize for not knowing that.
we'll see. I don't know what they're gonna do with him, but the guy playing him, um, is doing like you already know immediately without knowing anything about this character that he is definitely mentally unstable just by the facial expressions this guy has. Like if you notice the one eye, like he constantly twitches in the one eye.
Yep.
Like he's not all right in the head. Like this guy is a psychopath. Um, just in that little scene, I was like, this guy is good. I like what this guy's doing, and I'm interested to see where they go with his character. We have a little bit of distrust between Oliver and I forget the other soldier's name, but I don't know if that's going to grow. But I like the fact that he called him out, and and this is another testament to the guy's acting and the fact that this character is definitely a psychopath. Like he wasn't even worried that Oliver may be infiltrating the thing and might be, trying to sabotage their mission. Like it didn't even phase him. Like he was kind of like, we got bigger fish to fry. Nobody gives a shit about that. Like he didn't even care. Like this guy's crazy. Um, so not a whole lot in terms of development on the backstory too much, but I think we got enough in this episode, especially with the fact that they had to bring in Constantine somehow, and I think they did a decent job. But I'm definitely really interested to see where they go with this backstory. The flashbacks have been really good so far, and I'm really digging them. No pun intended. I'm just gonna actually no pun was intended. I'm pretending it was. But I'm liking it. I'm liking the main storyline, and that's all I got to say about that. Solid episode of Green Arrow, or as I said in the beginning, the Arrow, and everybody fucking made fun of me. The Arrow. It's not even.
I
What
believe it was
it's
Mitch who just made fun of you. I didn't say shit.
it's possible. The Arrow. You fucking dipshit. It's not what it's called.
Jesus Christ.
So everybody's fucking saying. So Arrow or Green Arrow, whatever you feel like. All around great episode. Couple of those parts, obviously. If you don't know what annoyed me about this episode, then you can go back to the beginning and re-listen to my rant. But overall, I can't complain. I can't wait to see what they do next week. Hopefully, they give more development to Oliver Queen. Because as I mentioned before, last season we didn't get to see really anything of Oliver Queen, and we really in the past 3 seasons we haven't got a whole lot of Oliver Queen. We've seen his backstory, but I want to know about Oliver Queen now. That's what I want to know. So hopefully they give us that. But man, crazy fucking episode. We talked about Mr. Clean and his magic erasers and fucking shit. Man, another crazy episode of the Squad Cast is in the books. All right. I think we're running to overtime. I'm getting tired. So if you like this episode, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come hang out with us on all of our other social media pages. We got Facebook going, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. We post all kinds of shit. We have a good time. So if you're into having fun, then come join us. All the links are in the description. But as always, for the Squadcast, I'm Matt. That's Mitch. That's Alec. I will see you right back here. Same time, same place.